Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
Fire is the element of power. The people of the Fire Nation have desire and will, and the energy and drive to achieve what they want. Earth is the element of substance. The people of the Earth Kingdom are diverse and strong. They are persistent and enduring. Air is the element of freedom. The air nomads detached themselves from worldly concerns and found peace and freedom. Water is the element of change. The people of the Water Tribe are capable of adapting to many things.
Aang is the Avatar. He's the world's only chance. You both found him for a reason. Now your destinies are intertwined with his.
You are the last of your kind.
I always knew you return.
You are the only one who can bring balance to a world at war.
I just received a report from Deep Space 5. Long-range sensors have picked up...
Yes, I know. The morgue.
Now, in Earth's darkest hour, he must fight them again. But this time, they must travel to the past.
April 4th, 2063.
To save our future.
You're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
The line must be drawn here.
It looks like the control deck's 26 up to 11.
Mr. Data and I are returning to the ship. Don't let them touch you! Captain! Data!
We must activate the auto-destruct sequence.
Let's rock and roll!
Do we talk now? Is this when we talk?
So. I think
oh,
so.
Crap. We probably have to do like small talk or something.
Yeah, probably.
Do you have weather there?
So, did you hear about Vince McMahon?
Oh, no, I didn't. Is there something up with Vince McMahon again?
Oh, please tell me you are being sarcastic.
No, I haven't heard anything about Vince McMahon.
Do a quick Google search.
Oh shit! I'm learning live.
Well, he's stepping away
from sexual assault claims.
See if you could find a detailed one.
Oh God!
Because if you could just tell by my expression, that's about how shocking they are.
Here's the New York Times.
Yeah, go with the Times. Yeah. They still have the writers on staff, so yeah. Go with that.
Yeah. Listen, New York Times they're not great, but like they're better than most, which is a little sad, but it is what
they just, they gather all all information, and that's a positive. Oh.
Okay. All right. So on Thursday, former WWE employee Janelle Grant sued Vince McMahon, the co-founder of what would become WWE and executive chairman of the board of the TKA Group, and accused him of sexual assault and sex trafficking. Holy shit.
Yeah.
WWE was named as the defendant in the lawsuit, which also accuses unnamed WWE corporate officers of knowing about her claims against Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon called the lawsuit, which was filed in the U.S. District Court in Connecticut, a vindictive distortion of the truth. But on Friday, he resigned from the TKO board. Holy shit. Is he?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you know, what can I say? Occasionally bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the level of the claims are really what like all wrestling YouTube has been talking about since this broke.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some wild stuff, man.
Oh shit. Is there anything specific you want to bring up?
He had certain toys that were he would refer of like different colors, like black and white, mostly. And the ones that were black, he would refer to stars or people working, like wrestlers, who happened to match that skin color. Yeah. Yeah, he's also into pooping, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it goes on, but like, you know, we could like I'd rather not, because just wow.
Yeah. Listen, this could be the end of Vince McMahon's career, and all I can say is it's not fast enough, because that dude's a piece of shit.
There was a point in time within like their kayfabe and storyline where he was keeping his actual wife Linda, like his whole family was appearing, like comatose, while he has an affair with another performer, like wrestler. And this was television, like part of the show for a while.
Oh my god.
It's not like I mean, outlandish stuff and wrestling storyline is kind of hand in hand, and it's been there forever, especially since television days. I mean, fuck. In the late 90s, WCW had one where wrestler Scott Hall was in real life battling alcoholism. But at the time, they thought it would be good for his character to also be battling heavy things of alcoholism. He would go out and perform and appear to be drunk. Like, there's ones where he was too drunk to like, I'm pretty sure he actually was drunk in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, actually doing that. And at that point, he's not only risking himself and his well-being, but he's risking the other guy's health and well-being. He could seriously hurt him. And, you know, they got they ended up getting him out of the ring on this. This was like a television, not even pay-per-view, television. Mm-hmm. And he puked up on somebody, like one of the management guys. And I've heard the guy who was in charge of writing and booking and all that for WCW talk, actually the guy who got puked on. And he said that is the one regret he has about the business to this day. He wishes he never went on with it and did it. So, I mean, good on him for, you know, owning up and having accountability.
Yeah, recognizing it. Yeah.
Like realizing it was bad. And I honestly just did it for ratings, and I wish I never did. Good on him. That guy's name is Eric Bischoff, and he has actually a sweet podcast. And as the character on TV, absolutely hated him. Rewatching it, still love to hate him. But listening to his show and rewatching it and kind of hearing more his end of it and how he did it as a business and television thing, because the guy knows TV. He knows TV. I cannot discredit that. But it's cool to watch as a fan. But yeah, that's something interesting that happened this weekend.
Yeah, I was just out having fun, so I didn't even know. I was catching up with Star Trek too. Star Trek and Yes, Friday, my daughter and I marathoned all the Avatar stuff. So we did the all 10 episodes, and then we also watched the movie.
I tried to marathon them, but I got to 7, and I just had to fall asleep. But next day, while I did laundry, I just watched the rest of episode 7, episode 8, 9, and 10, which were awesome.
I should also add that I actually took a nap between 5 and 6, which would be episodes 15 and 16 of the season, which were you know, I wasn't stressed. It was a good season, but I was just I work 5 a.m. I have to get naps fairly often. It's impossible to get a good night to sleep. It's impossible.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, and I watched the movie immediately after as well.
Yeah. God damn, we will get into it. That movie. You know,
there was also something politically that happened. I don't have a lot of coverage on it, but just one tidbit that I took away. This is about my favorite congresswoman out of Colorado, Lauren Boebert. How, she's switching districts for this upcoming election, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Try to not get kicked out, because I know Adam Frisch, who runs against her,
yeah,
has, no campaign funding and almost won the last time.
Yeah, it was only just by maybe barely 600 votes or something like that. Like that, that's no landslide. That is a neck and neck race. Like, it even got recalled and recounted. But she's switching districts to a more traditionally red district to better serve, because she wants what she's saying is because she's wants a better opportunity for her boys growing up and everything. And she's had a very public family. Her family's dirty laundry has been aired in public for a while now, with the divorce that she's been going through with her husband. Hey, Taters.
Yeah. Hey, we do see you. We knew.
Hello. Thank you for watching, Taters. Yeah, and the whole dry handy vaping Beetlejuice theater adventure, and not to mention that she's also a grandmother. Her oldest knocked up at the time a girl who was 15.
Mm-hmm.
But her husband also,
that's right.
Her ex-husband also is a sex offender with a record. He was exposing himself to girls in bowling alleys. One of them being
I heard
her.
The story about how they met. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them being her, but that's
well.
Yeah.
Wait, is she a grandmother already?
Yeah, she is. Her oldest, knocked up a teenager. Great example. She's so quick to call people groomers, but besides that, she had her first debate in Colorado with her fellow Colorado constituents, or I guess, prospective.
Oh my God, she's 5 years younger than me too. What the hell?
Yeah, let that one sink in. Hey, if it makes you feel better, Bob, it took her 3 tries to get her GED.
What? No, that's not a 3-time thing. That's not.
Oh, they're worried about cognitive tests, but there's a part where she makes a barb at one of the fellow people in Colorado who's running for the seat, who famously got a DUI and apparently had a firearm and a knife with him at the time, and tried to the cop's car footage says, is there any way we could keep this quiet and out of the papers? Tried to hush it. So part of his trial and the judgment was that he's not allowed to have his firearm because he was drunk driving with it. Fair ruling on the judge's part, but she made a barb saying, I'll even protect gun owners, so don't worry, you'll get your gun back. She said to him. His response was he wanted her to define the word carpetbagger. So she had a very disastrous debate.
Yes. Mm.
Oh,
she doesn't strike me as being a good debater. So
she doesn't strike me as an intelligent person.
Yeah, that is an asset that helps.
And what's far more concerning is that people actually voted for this woman.
I know that is what scares me. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are train
too.
wrecks. Yeah,
I'm surprised that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're train wrecks. They make no sense, but people actually voted for that.
Yeah, they both. That Margie has a book out.
Oh God!
I mean, if there's
Is
any
it
book,
written
if
in
there's any,
crayon?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if there's anything I'll ever take the advice, well, I mean, I'll always take Abby Hoffman's advice, but the only time I'd follow his cues, I'd steal that book. I mean, I wouldn't pay for it. I'd definitely steal it.
No. She might actually benefit something from that, and
just to burn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that one. Yeah, she's another one, dude. I'm surprised she doesn't call rainbows in the sky woke and saying that the sky is now woke.
What a clever title. MTG by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Fuck. I feel so sorry for Magic the Gathering players because for so much of my life, MTG was just Magic the Gathering, and now it's fucking Marjorie Taylor.
Well, I mean, one of the characters has come to life, man. You know, like it's the three-toed like troll. You know.
Yeah. Jesus. These people suck. Well, are we ready to dive into the main topic?
Yeah, let's get into it. We've had some fun bashing conservatives.
Oh well, they have it coming. They are
they ask for it mostly.
You know,
mostly.
Fun fact: Ben Shapiro has a rap song that I will be covering on my next live stream. I am purposely isolating myself from it because I don't want to be exposed to it. But I know it is garbage.
Oh,
I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure.
Now, when you listen to it, I just want you to think, is that AI?
I don't know. It seems like insulting to AI.
Some people think his verses were AI because of how they sound. They almost sound like those
He is
AI
a robot
narrations.
boy, though. He is
a little. Yes, he is a little robot boy. He is Pinocchio bot.
Anyway,
I am a real boy, hypothetically. All right, sorry. I mean, per se,
it's a medical condition if it gets
no. Wait, it's his doctor wife.
Yeah, my doctor wife informs me it's a medical condition if it gets wet down there. It's like, you poor man,
you poor woman.
True. I don't know who to feel more sorry for in that situation, but it's like, what the hell?
They're children.
Children. Anyways,
yeah.
This week we've wrapped up we haven't even gone over, guys. What we're discussing this week is we're going to go over the last half of Avatar Season 1, Last Airbender. We're going to go over the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Last Airbender, because they don't have movie rights to name Avatar, so just Last Airbender. And then we're going to watch talk about Star Trek First Contact.
Yeah.
I feel like we got like 2 solid bookends.
This is a total shit in the middle episode. This is a shit sandwich episode. It literally is.
Like the buns are fine, but in the middle there's this
fucking great
mushy piece of shit that we're gonna go over.
In the middle, about a par cooked mushy hamburger,
just
made of cold spaghetti.
Really high quality bun, and just what the fuck did we put in the middle of it? My God.
Like we got like the greatest bakers from France to make us some good fucking bread, and then we just like put a plastic casing over cold spaghetti.
Oh God. Oh. What were we thinking?
I don't know.
We're going into the bun now.
Let's get into that good bun.
Season 1. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, listen, I enjoyed the first half of Season 1. I thought it was decent. Good setup. I thought the second half was a nice improvement as well.
It really felt like a different season, to me at least. And man, I really enjoyed this and how paced everything was.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I'll get into pacing next, but
it's Season 1. Like there's a story, but like lots of the stories feel like just like independent little episodes, and you get a little bit of that in the second half of Season 2, but a lot of it is obviously stuff that's building. Like I think episode 13 was probably the best example of that, where it's kind of standalone, where just Aang's captured by the Fire Nation, and a mysterious masked figure saves him. And it's kind of standalone-ish, but it's obviously building up to something later.
I mean,
and it does.
Now, I'm happy you brought this one up because I wanted to talk about this episode a little bit. Now, I've never watched this before, so this was like very first time experience for me watching all of this. Now, I'm thinking, okay, things are fucked. They're gonna need like a miracle, or and I'm thinking to myself, this as it shows this figure, as it showed this far shot and this face staring out there. I was going, the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, just it's like I don't know who that guy is, but he's about to start some shit.
Yes,
and then next to him, I go, yeah, look, he's on the bottom wagon. Yeah, he's going to start some shit. Yeah, he ain't going to be underneath it. He's going to start some shit. You're already dead, dude.
Yeah.
And I like how that episode paid off, like just him taking them all out one by one.
Yeah.
Because it played off like horror. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And I go, okay, do we ever get to find out who this is? Because this is amazing. This is great. But no, they let him out. And Ains reunited. And I go, oh, okay.
Well, no, we found out who it was.
Did we? Because this might have been when I was also getting very tired too.
Oh yeah, no, it's Zuko.
It is. It was Zuko. That's right.
Yeah, that's how come the general later is identifying the sword and going, that's a nice sword you have there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes. So Zuko saves Aang in that one. That obviously plays off later. God damn it, we get something out in the last Airbender movie, but we'll get into that too, because god damn it. Let's see, which episode was it? Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but like there's the episode that I loved, probably my favorite one, where it just goes over Aang and Zuko's backstories. How Aang just felt intimidated about being the last Airbender, and he ran away, and he didn't mean to like get frozen in ice for 100 years, but it
might have been that might have been either 15 or 16.
Yeah. But then during that time period, we're also learning about Zuko's story and how like
his dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah, his dad, like he has that terrible burn on the side of his face, and then you find out, oh yeah, no, it was his fucking dad who did it to teach him a lesson. It's like,
his dad ain't shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad ain't shit.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god. Yeah, there's a couple real bangers here. And obviously, like, I mean, the last two episodes are meant to be a two-parter, but I feel like it's almost a three-parter because, like, I guess the last two are kind of the actual siege of the big water temple,
the North Pole,
Northern Water Tribe, the North Pole. But like the third episode is where they actually arrive, and it just rolls right into the other two. So it's almost more a three-parter with the 18 setting it up, and then 19 and 20 being where shit starts getting real.
Yeah, that was a great finale. Like really, I loved it. Like I was, it was kind of like, all right, cool. That was so sweet. Let me watch the movie now.
Oh yeah. Let's see how they do this on the big screen in live
action. Yeah, and then like, let me see where I'm at. Pause. I'm only 12 minutes into this. Oh, how long? Oh, fuck. Oh, how long is this movie? Shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's something to be said that the movie felt as long as watching the whole season.
It did.
Despite being less,
and it wasn't even a third as enjoyable.
Yeah, I want to say maybe about a quarter the length of the actual season. But yeah, just the second half of season one. We'll God, I have so much to say about that goddamn movie. Second half of season one is really good. I really like how it just becomes just more of just a building storyline as we go. There's a couple of standalone episodes, but even the standalones kind of have a point in the greater story. You kind of see what the point is of that. Yeah, just overall fantastic first season. I'm excited to see what season 2 is. I'm excited to finally sit down and watch all these episodes because it's been on my to-do list for a while. But yes, anything you want to add to the good animated series?
The great, as a first-time viewer, I really enjoying it. Really can't wait to dive into season 2 because I want to know how this story progresses. Like I'm into it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it is solid. Okay.
Like I love the characters. I hate to see bad things happen to them. Speaking of bad things happening to them, let's get into that cold pasta and plastic casing. Oh, God, this is fucking terrible.
Okay, let me go ahead and go into the positives. This poster's fine. The poster's fine. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
It's where I'm at, man.
The flying furry thing was my favorite character.
Sure. God, this sucked. This was fucking bad.
Oh my God, this was terrible.
No, I remember. I think it was even Mikael who was asking me, like, because I was bringing up Orville, how like Orville's like in Lower Decks, like they make fun of the franchise, but like they do it in like a respectful way. And he was like, "Well, what would be something that disrespects the franchise?" This is it.
Oh, this is a movie, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a movie where like a lot of the story points are there, even unnecessarily so. Like stuff that should be cut down are there for no goddamn reason.
Like,
but you know what's not? You know what's not there? Character. All these characters are fucking stripped. It's like that's what the driving point of the goddamn series.
That's what made the series great. Like, that's what makes it great already. Like,
oh my God.
I didn't feel there was like any chemistry between the brother and the Ice Princess.
Dude, like Sokka's kind of like the goofball who means well in the series. Here, he's just guy who's fucking there.
Yeah. And it's just more like, fine, I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, this was terrible.
And I appreciate
because the actor who played Aang was just,
And didn't they call him Ong here? It was like the Avatar and Ong and Iro, I want to say.
Yeah, the names
like,
were...
this is based on an animated series where they say the names aloud many times. Pronunciation should not be the issue with this movie. What are we doing?
And yeah, the whitewashing was something I think we need to bring up.
And, we need to talk about how, like, when you watch the animated series, probably the first thing going through your head is, wow, these are all white people. That's probably not something that really goes through your head. But really, when you actually see them pretty much cast as white people, it's like, wow. I never realized how wrong that felt before, because it feels wrong.
It did. And how the Fire Nation?
All Indians.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
We gotta get the like, white guys to fight the evil brown people.
It was like, oh, that's when did this come out again? Oh,
2010. Just not even when it was like, yeah.
It still technically was that was still happening. When did hold on.
But yeah, this.
Yeah, it still was. Osama was still alive, so yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it still doesn't work.
Yeah. But I know that Osama is a complete different part of the world, but you know
what I will say? I think Dev Patel, the guy who plays Zuko, I think
best
he played
performance
as well as to be expected. Yeah.
Yeah, he did as great as he could. Yeah.
That's about it. Like the dude who played Uncle Ira, or however they pronounce it in this movie, like he's actually a good actor. Did you recognize? Like probably what else he's most famous for is that he's the guy in the cave who helps Tony Stark with the suit.
Who? Which? I'm sorry.
The guy who plays Uncle Ira in this movie.
That's right.
So this guy is a capable actor.
I did recognize him.
Capable of taking a kind of a background role and making it very likable. But like somehow Uncle Ira, who is like the most likable character in the whole series, has no flavor here. Like he's just like dude who's there. And it's like, what is this? Like, how are we doing this? A couple other things I observed. So they visit 2 air temples in this movie. So this just bugs me because this is writing 101. So the series, they visit 2 air temples. But that makes sense because every air temple has its own like episode. So it's its own story. So like it kind of makes sense to be like, okay, we're going to go to this air temple, and then like it's almost like 10 episodes, maybe even more later, where they go to the second one. And then here, instead, they're visiting 2 air temples within like 10 minutes of each other. And it feels so forced and rushed. And it's like, okay, how you alleviate this is whatever story points you need from the 2 air temples, you just combine it into one and turn it into one event in this fucking movie. It's basic writing shit like that this movie just doesn't seem to understand. Instead, it's painstakingly, like, feels like it needs to hit every point that happens in the series to some degree. Yeah. And it ends up just hitting them terribly poorly, like ridiculously poorly. And it's like, you know, if you cut out a whole bunch of the stuff that happens in the series and just make sure to hit 1 or 2 moments really fucking well, this movie is infinitely better. But no, we aren't doing that.
I would rather watch the Battle of the Bastards than that finale battle ever again.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not even close.
And that one was just way too much going on at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. Like in the series, it was actually kind of simple because like Aang pretty much becomes a fucking water kaiju and just starts fucking up the Fire Nation shit. And then here, awesome. Instead, we just get like some shit where it's almost like a Mario game where he's just going down a line hitting people.
Boing.
And
Boing. Yeah.
What were they doing?
I gotta say, that was the best time. I'm happy I had some monotonous task that I was doing, like, you know, going through like sock laundry while that was on, because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus my attention on this because
you know, you said battle. Did you mean Batter of the Bastards? Because
yes.
Okay. I like that.
I meant that from Game of Thrones. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah. There's just like a lot of background action in that.
Oh, true.
And it's just the way they shot it was a little.
It worked so much.
It worked so well, better than like later battles that they shot in the series. But that's another can of worms.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing. So, like Katara, like in the series, she has to encounter sexism because they go to the Northern Water Tribe and they're like, "Yeah, we don't train women for water combat. Go train with the healers." And she has to like kind of like force her way in to learn combat water like bending.
Yeah.
And then like later on, she ends up fighting Zuko, and she does pretty fucking decent. And then in this movie, she does shit.
No, he, like her brother, is there.
Yeah, and like these are distinct characters in the TV series, and they're just there. And they're very white for some reason, just strangely white,
painfully white.
Just really doesn't seem like they should be that white. But hey, sure. You know, it drives me nuts. M. Night Shyamalan knocked out of the park with Success, knocked out of the park with Unbreakable, and then like the fuck, like after that, it is so. I want to say it's all over the place, but like he has Signs, which is, in my opinion, a shitty story, well told, and then everything else is kind of shit except for like Split. I don't know. I don't hate
Split's
Glass.
Not bad. Split's not bad.
Split's solid.
Pretty
and then
fucking creepy, yeah.
Glass has a lot of issues with it, but I don't hate it quite to the level of a lot of his other stuff. But
I don't like how it wrapped everything up.
No, I don't. I don't at all. I don't like drowning in a puddle, but I would still put it over this.
Yeah, like his weakness is water. That's some bull.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So here's a little puddle. Here's some water in a fucking pothole.
That's some bullshit. I'm sorry.
What? I've been waiting 20 years to see this character follow up. What?
In a fucking puddle? No, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they have the one that, just, what? Huh? Then we have The Happening. That was...
well, you know what? I will say The Happening is probably one of his more entertaining movies because I can laugh so much at that. And you could definitely laugh at elements of this one. I will give it that. But it is also frustrating, especially once you are familiar with the source material. It's like they turned what could have been something really cool and just turned it into shit.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Oh my God.
It was.
Oh, this was bad.
Is this M. Night Shyamalan's worst movie? I'm trying to think what else he has.
No.
Because he's got some fucking stinkers. What's his worst movie?
The Happening.
The Happening?
Yeah.
I think The Happening's more entertaining. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to argue it's not trash.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. When we watched it on the channel, I refused to watch it.
Yeah.
No, that movie's fucking terrible. I'm not.
Well, you know what? I will never refuse to watch it because Mark Wahlberg is hilarious in that movie.
If you want a movie that he's hilarious in, I could give you one. I could give you two that he's hilarious in, and they're actually good movies.
I was about ready to say there are actual movies where he's actually hilarious, like genuinely. Where it's happening, he's supposed to be.
Oh, there's a few where he's unintentionally.
Oh, really?
But it's a good movie, so it's like it's kind of like you just watch it because you enjoy it. It's Four Brothers. Johnson. Yeah. It's Four Brothers.
It's been forever since I've seen Four Brothers.
It's a good one.
But
yeah. Yes, let's get into the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Savage Carnage here. Old was okay. No, I didn't like Old. Old was boring.
Yeah, I did finally get around to watching that, and it was. I stopped watching midway through. I was like, "This is stupid." No,
it is stupid.
I've lost interest. This is dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't completely hate The Happening because I just think Mark Wahlberg's too fucking funny in it. Just that scene where everybody's asking him questions and he's like freaking out. Oh, what's up, guys? I need some air. I need to talk. I need to think. It's like, I love this delivery.
Did he know what type of movie they were making?
No, I don't think he did. But I think the movie's all the better because of that. Say what you will, because that movie is still shit. But
yeah, true, Savage. But this definitely is headache-inducing.
Yeah, no. Last Airbender, I think, I actually saw it years and years ago when it came out, but I hadn't seen any of the original stuff yet. So I was just like, this just seems kind of dull and boring, but didn't really hit my hate meter.
Yeah.
And then upon rewatch, now that I've seen season 1, seen the exact source material that's basing this story off of, I'm like, oh, this is fuck.
Yeah,
this is terrible.
Yeah, this is why the fans hated this one. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. And we got another live action one coming out in about a month. We will see. We'll be wrapping up with the animated series and getting into that one, and we will see. Hopefully, that is.
Hopefully.
God, it better be good. I hope. Well, that's the thing. That's what scares me. If Netflix had somebody that came by and said, "Hey, I have a really good idea to actually do a live action Last Airbender series," and then they said, "Okay, we'll bring you on to do that," then that's a good sign. But if Netflix just said, "Hey, Last Airbender's making us a lot of money, a lot of streaming views, so let's just do a new live action one and just hire whoever's cheapest to work on it," that's not a good sign. So I guess we'll know in about a month about how it turned out.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for First Contact?
Yeah. Let's get into the bottom delicious bun of this.
Yes. We're back to the bun, guys. We're out the shit.
The palate cleansing bread.
So I guess for this one, it'd be easier to break down my issues with it. I will say
before you start, I forgot the Borg were in this one altogether. For some reason, thought it was Romulans or the evil Klingon. I'm getting my movies mixed up, obviously. Yeah. So I was very surprised. I was like, yeah, that's right. This foreshadows the Borg that are later. Oh no, they're sticking around. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this is the Borg movie.
This is the Borg movie. That's right. The Klingons are the bad guys of the original. Their nemesis are the Borg. That's right. Well, not nemesis, but their main.
We'll get to nemesis soon enough. But you know what? Like, my complaint to this one is
Eric Bana.
There are Eric Bana's good. I like 2009. It's cheesy fun. We'll get to it. But anyways, I do feel like even at the time period of when this was released, which was 96, a lot of the special effects really should have been better here. There's lots of wonky shots. The one that always stood out to me is when he's showing Lily Earth from the spaceship from the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And he opens up and that Earth looks so flat. It looks like this, like they have this circle cut out and they're just like rolling like a picture of Earth under it, and it looks so flat. And it's like, that's not how it would look. That looks really bad. And there's a couple of shots where I really feel like the effects were really kind of let down. That's kind of about it for me. I kind of love this movie outside of that. This is, and I also feel like this is kind of like the beginning of the end for Star Trek, especially the TNG stuff, because this movie was a really big hit. People loved it. I love it. And then after this, all they felt the need to do kind of like an action star, Jean-Luc Picard, especially in the 10th one, probably based on the success of this. And it was just like, it doesn't quite work, guys. I mean, the only reason he works as an action star here is because like you're giving him a lot to work with, because he's an action star because he's on a quest for revenge, and he's willing to let people die on his crew to get his fucking revenge.
He let that one fucking captain, that one pilot die.
Yeah. Hell, he just killed his crew members.
That Borg just kind of fucking threw him into oblivion.
Yeah. It's like, and you know, you get, I like the way the movie does it, because like you can see there's little hints of maybe he's not having the best judgment, but you're not. Yeah, at first you're like, okay, it's Picard, you know, he knows what he's talking about. But then like towards the end, it's like he's just making these calls where it's like, are you thinking straight, man? This doesn't seem great. Like when Worf literally tells him, hey, we've lost the ship. I think our only option is to blow it up at this point. And Picard's like, you fucking coward, how dare you? And it's like, dude, what? When Worf's telling you all hope's looking lost, all hope might be lost, dude.
A Klingon is saying that.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Commander Worf, did you notice who his helmsman was?
No, who was his
Adam
helmsman?
Scott from Parks and Rec.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I heard the voice, and I was, hey, that's awesome.
I totally missed that. I have to look that up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you've never seen Star Trek First Contact, this is the good Next Generation movie. Unfortunately, there aren't any other good ones.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for the other ones we cover.
The first time I watched these, I watched all the Star Trek movies like in order. And this was like years ago. So when I got to this one, I didn't know, I hadn't watched all of Next Gen at that point, or at least I haven't gotten to the Borg episodes. So all this, like, what is that? Just a weird dream, or did he actually get like what? And I was just thinking, okay, you're having weird dreams, and maybe you're hanging out with Kirk too much. That's why you're making these calls. That was my logic behind it from the first time watching it, not knowing all of that lore at that point, being new to Star Trek. Because this is how I got into it, by watching all the movies in order.
Well, it's not a terrible way to get into it, actually.
No.
The movies, there's a lot of movies, but they're more digestible than like, God, there's got to be like 30 accumulated seasons of Star Trek already between all the series. There's got to be something like that. If not, it's close. Well, it's a lot of episodes.
Well, I made it all the way through Next Gen, and I was like, okay, I need to kind of take a bit of a breather from it, because at that point I'd been watching nothing but Star Trek for a while.
But
I couldn't get into. I like Deep Space Nine. Couldn't get into Voyager. I tried. I keep trying. I just I can't.
Voyager's got some really fucking good episodes, but it doesn't come close to its potential. Like, I love the setup for Voyager. Like, a Federation ship stranded halfway across the quadrant.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
no resources. They're just kind of fucked out
There.
there.
Yeah.
And then they have to work with the Maquis, who are people who just rebelled against the Federation, essentially. And so they have to work with these people who, and they have to do this to survive. And it's a great setup, and they do so little of that setup. It's frustrating. That being said, there are great episodes, but Voyager always struck me like they need to do a thing like where, like, it always drove me nuts how the ship was always fixed. Like, they'll do an episode where the ship gets fucked up, and the next episode just fixed, and they're just going to another planet. And it's like, can we not have any consequences going episode to episode, especially when they have no place to repair? You can get away with that shit on the Enterprise, because the Enterprise can go repair between episodes. Voyager can't. But, that's a side rant. Maybe we'll cover Voyager at some point, because there is good stuff to cover Voyager. There's some banger episodes.
I'm sure there is. I thought Deep Space Nine was just way cooler. Way cooler.
Oh yeah, Deep Space Nine had less to its premise than Voyager, and used, like, it's essentially Deep Space Nine had less of a great premise, but then, like, used it to its maximum advantage. And then Voyager had a great premise and just didn't reach it at all.
It's just kind of came up a little short.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, First Contact. So obviously TNG had the Generations, which was a very rushed movie. I would have loved it if they spent at least a year. God, give them 6 more months to work on that movie. Work out some of the wonkiness with it, because Generations drives me nuts, because there's a good movie in there, but it's obvious rushed and forced out there quickly, and it's just, there's too much wonkiness. So now here comes First Contact, only 2 years later. And this movie is just fucking solid, in my opinion. The Borg are attacking Earth. Federation has said, Picard, we don't want you anywhere near this fight. You have PTSD from the Borg, which, his crew is like, no, that gives you the reason to fight. But as the movie progresses, we start seeing, he has serious fucking PTSD from the Borg. He is doing what he can to fight through it, but he is fucked from them. But, they're telling him don't come to the fight, but then the fight at Earth gets rough, so he rushes over there, saves the day. Then the Borg travel back in time to assimilate Earth at the past before Earth can really defend itself. They travel back in time. They blow up the ship, but Borg sneak on board the Enterprise, and hijinks ensue. It's a fun movie after that. No, actually, one thing I always thought was interesting was there's a, like a lot of Star Trek stories, there's an A plot and a B plot. There's this A plot. This is the Borg going on to the ship, slowly conquering it. Picard slowly going insane. Data is getting essentially seduced by the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
And with some very suggestive ideas being put in his head. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'll admit at that point I was like, wait, what the fuck is this rated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they gonna fuck?
Things I didn't expect to see after reading that Vince McMahon article. Was this in Star Trek? Okay, this is an interesting weekend.
But then there's also the B plot, which is on the planet with Riker getting Zephyr Cochrane ready to go off to the ship because he has to do his warp flight. And
the actual first contact of Earth and other species, which were the which were the Vulcans, which that was cool. That was super cool.
Well, there's a tone difference, and I think it works kind of well, because like the stuff on the ship is super dark and really like, you just have Picard going insane. The Borg are just taking more and more ground. The Enterprise gets getting more and more fucked by the minute. Then on the ground, it's like the tension breakers. It's Zephyr and Cochrane getting drunk, showing the Enterprise crew that's down there that he is not the hero they think, that maybe like there's actual real people behind these heroes that we build up in our minds. And I think it works. The tone difference works mainly just because both stories are pretty fucking strong in their own right.
Absolutely,
So yeah, and that helps carry it. And I want to say, like I said this for Generations, I'll say it for First Contact. Fucking Patrick Stewart's bringing his A game once again. I don't know if that dude knows how to do a bad performance.
You know who I thought also brought their A game to this? Johnathan Frakes.
Oh yeah. Well,
he was fucking great. This is the record I love.
Well, this is also, I want to say, his first feature film. Directing at least. So yeah, this is a solid start for him. Obviously Insurrection wasn't as good, but we'll get to it when we get to it. It's kind of weird. I don't like Insurrection or Nemesis, but like Nemesis has a special place of hate that Insurrection just can't quite get to, because Insurrection meant well. But yeah, First Contact is the best TNG movie, the only good TNG movie. And I think there's stuff in Generations I can get behind. I just wish Generations had a little bit more time to tinker out. But this is just a good, dark Star Trek movie with, oh yeah, the comparison I always like to make. I should go ahead and make it again. This is kind of the TNG's Wrath of Khan, except instead of it being about the villain going insane in lust for revenge, it's about the hero, which is a great reversal, and I love that they did that. But yeah, this is a good movie.
This is a good movie.
Yeah, I Bogart love it, Bobby. What are your thoughts?
I really was a big fan of all the stuff that was going on Earth. Mm-hmm. And how you'd mentioned, like, maybe our heroes aren't what we think they are. Maybe they're more of that, but still, how we saw members of the Enterprise not even really bothered by it, because like, this is the guy, this man is the reason like why I'm doing what I'm doing, and even all that. Mm-hmm. I really, and you were right, it is like a palate cleanser almost, like, from all the tension. But I mean, I love the stuff with Picard in space and dealing with the Borg. Even the stuff, the weird stuff with Data.
Yeah.
And also the effects that they did for Brent Snyder's face at the end. And even with the Borg. Like, I thought those practical effects looked great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those are solid. Yeah. The Borg Queen is grafting skin on Data, trying, and she's giving him goosebumps and stuff like that. That's where there's kind of a seduction thing going on. It's weird. A little creepy, but it's definitely a thing happening. It makes sense for the Borg to try to exploit that, because it's not something Data would be familiar with. But yeah, I love the Data and the Borg Queen's exchange with each other. I like when his emotion chip is turned off, so he's just kind of just being cagey and asking questions, and then when they turn on the emotion chip, he just starts sassing them. Yeah, I appreciate what he's talking about. Oh, it sounds like the thoughts of a delusional mind. It's like, yeah, you're just fucking with him now, Data. Yeah, this is just a good Star Trek movie. I wish the other TNG movies were as good. And I will also add, it always frustrated me because I always felt the TNG cast was much more rounded cast of characters than the original series.
Yeah.
Like, you had like 7 characters that were all fairly well defined, and I think it's a shame they only got one good movie, because there are so many good stories you could have told with these guys, and nope. And I felt the same way about Deep Space Nine. They didn't get any movies, but that's a different rant. I guess anything to add, Bobby, before we
No, this was good. I'm gonna be excited when we get to the next one, but I think that's gonna be a little bit of a
while. I end up postponing it a little bit so we can get to some other stuff.
Yeah,
but yes, but yeah, Well, yeah, real quick. Alfie Woodard is Lily, and James Cromwell are Zephyr Cochrane. Fun fact: they both do a great job. But Zephyr Cochrane was originally intended to be played by Tom Hanks, who was a big fan of the franchise. But he had too busy a shooting schedule, and they wanted to get this movie out, so it didn't work out. That being said, James Cromwell is fantastic in this, so it's good. It's a great movie. Oh, let me fix this. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What? Oh, I have the next week's plan right on here. I just got to drag it over. So next week we'll be continuing. We got Last Airbender season 2 to go through. Oh yeah, Argyle. Oh yeah, we'll do some Kung Fu Panda because yeah, that is coming out soon as well. That is something I almost forgot about. I remember liking those movies. Maybe the third one not so much. But yeah, that will be fun. Anything to add, Bobby?
No.
All right. Well, everyone, party on. Be excellent to each other.
Yes.